Well, good afternoon and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Jurnee Taylor. We're going to head straight over to the weather department where we have meteorologist Nathan Scott. And Nathan, it looks like the clouds are moving out and the skies are clearing up, but it's still a little cold here in central Arkansas. What can we expect on this Tuesday? Good afternoon, Jurnee. Look at that picture behind you. I mean, you can see so far. You can see Pinnacle Mountain, Rattlesnake Ridge. You can probably see some of the Ouachitas here from Little Rock as well. We've got nothing but blue sky out there. And with all the sunshine, the temperatures start off this morning on the chilly side, but we have recovered very nicely. We're already getting close to 60 degrees in many areas. It's 53 in Russellville, 55 in Arkadelphia, 56 in Searcy, 56 here in the capital city, and 55 in Pine Bluff. Nothing but wall-to-wall sunshine all across the natural state. And your 24-hour temperature difference, we're more than 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. 20 degrees warmer in Harrison and Fayetteville, where they did have some snow, a little bit of snow yesterday. And the winds are not too bad either. They're coming in pretty much from the west and southwest over into West Arkansas, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Highs today, they're climbing up into the upper 50s to lower 60s. And here's a sneak peek at what you can expect for Valentine's Day, which looks even nicer. It's going to be a sweet day as temperatures climb up into the mid 60s for highs. I'll let you know when the weather could turn sour coming up. Well, we're following breaking news this afternoon. Police in North Little Rock investigating the deaths of a woman and a small child whose bodies were found off of a busy highway. Officials responded to the I-440 on-ramp from Highway 165 this morning. That's where they found the two bodies. Now, a second child was also found and taken to the hospital. Investigators are now working to identify the bodies and determine cause of death. We have a crew following up with police, and we will have more information tonight at 5 and 6. And new details this afternoon in a case that is shaking the community of Glen Rose, Arkansas. An arrest has been made after 3 people were found dead in a home near Seline County. Here's what we know so far surrounding the incident. 911 received a call on Saturday about a house fire on Pryor Drive. After arriving, police found 3 people shot dead inside of a home. Those victims have now been identified as 47-year-old Jacob Martin Sr., 53-year-old Dara Martin, and 16-year-old Aaliyah Martin. A 15-year-old male has been taken into custody in connection to those murders. While authorities have not released this person's name, officials say he is being charged as an adult. Those charges include capital murder, arson, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. As of now, investigations remain ongoing. We'll be sure to update you once we receive any new information. Meanwhile, Pine Bluff police are on high alert after reports of a toxic chemical coming up missing over the weekend. Police say 20 bottles of gas toxin fumigating pellets were stolen from the producer's rice mill in Pine Bluff. It's a pesticide that is highly reactive to water and heat. If mishandled, the chemical could turn deadly. And in North Little Rock, police can now put search efforts behind them after making an arrest in a homicide case that dates back to 2017. 37-year-old Mashadarick Waddy was wanted for killing Damian Mitchell 7 years ago. Waddy turned himself into police and is due in court later today. And one family's pain is once again on display following a recent ruling that pays them $32 million for the shooting death of their teenage son in 2017. Both Benton and its former police chief, Kirk Lane, were found liable after one of their officers shot and killed Keegan Swigel. Lawyers with the city of Benton are now calling for the judge to overturn that ruling. Now, as we wait to see how this plays out, there's still a chance the city could appeal. Residents are coming together to restore their community after an EF1 tornado left behind destruction in parts of Seline County. On Monday, crews were hard at work cleaning up what was left of Saturday's storm. Reports of downed power lines and toppled trees could be seen across the areas of East Sardis Road and Block Road. While there's still work to be done, one resident says he's thankful as things could have been much worse.
Grateful it wasn't any worse, just a little overwhelmed, about, trying to get everything cleaned up and back to normal again, which it may take a while to do that.
A Seline County spokesperson says their first responders wasted no time getting out to the community to assist those in need. And tensions were high as residents in Garland County voiced their concerns over the possibility of an anti-abortion resolution that would have designated them as a pro-life county. The resolution was something that would have not been legally binding, instead just an opinion of the county. After hearing arguments from members on both sides of the issue, justices of the peace did not vote on the matter and chose to postpone their decision indefinitely. Now, from one issue to the next, if you live in Conway, there's a chance you could soon pay more for water services. The Conway City Council will decide whether or not to raise water rates at a meeting tonight at 6. If approved, rates for customers of Conway Corp could see prices go up to as much as $50 a month. A $1 billion package received bipartisan support in the U.S. Senate during an overnight session, but chances are slim for survival as the bill heads to the House floor. Natalie Brand gets you caught up.
The bill as amended passes.
After a rare all-nighter, the U.S. Senate passed a major foreign aid package early this morning with 22 Republicans joining Democrats. The bill includes $95 billion in aid for Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific.
This is a rare moment where history is looking upon the United States and seeing if we will stand up for our values, stand up to bullies like Putin, and do the right thing.
While the issue has divided GOP lawmakers,
this is about whether we spend it across the ocean or whether we spend it in our country.
supporters say national security and democracy at large is at risk if U.S. allies don't get the help they need.
This legislation would send a strong message to Putin that his goal of capturing free, democratic nations will not be allowed to succeed.
But where the bill goes from here remains unclear. The House Speaker says he won't consider a security package that does not include the southern border. The White House urged the House to pass the Senate foreign aid bill.
Now it's time for the House to act.
Provisions to boost border security had to be stripped from the bipartisan Senate bill last week after a growing number of GOP lawmakers said they didn't go far enough. In his rejection of the Senate strategy, House Speaker Mike Johnson said in a statement House Republicans were crystal clear any so-called national security supplemental legislation must recognize national security begins at our own border. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, meanwhile, former President Donald Trump continues to contest to the possibility of being kicked off the presidential ballot this November. On Monday, Trump's lawyers filed an emergency appeal with the Supreme Court, asking the justices to extend the delay in his interference trial. This comes as the former president seeks immunity to charges related to overturn the 2020 election. The motion comes just 4 days after the court heard Trump's original argument as to why he should remain in the running for president. Well, New York City continues to be a hot spot for people entering the country. In minutes, we verify reports of free money being given to migrant families.
And it is a terrific Tuesday around Central Arkansas. A sea of blue out there, abundant sunshine, a great day to enjoy the outdoors. We can expect more of the same for your Wednesday. But when will our next chance of rain arrive in the forecast? I'll have more on that next.